Hey, what's up? MKBHD here. Welcome to the new autofocus YouTube channel. Spin-off, separate, brand new YouTube channel just for my thoughts on cars, which I have a lot of, and there's all kinds of things that I want to talk about in the car world that aren't really fit for a full MKBHD video. So I'm gonna make them here. And so the fun thing that you've probably already noticed is I'm gonna be shooting all these videos, at least the plan now to start is on smartphone cameras. So I'm shooting this right now on the iPhone 13 Pro in ProRes. And I'm doing that not just because I enjoy the lighter lift of the production so I can focus on the car more, but also because this is part of the advice I always give, which is people want to start a YouTube channel in 2022. I keep saying, just use your smartphone camera. You already have it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm starting a YouTube channel in 2022 with my smartphone camera. But anyway, here we go. This is the first thing I want to talk about, which is this Rivian R1T pickup truck. And it's actually sort of the newest addition to the fleet. There's a lot of things that I like about it, and a lot of things that not that I hate or don't like, but that I've noticed now that I've actually had it for longer. So I've had it for literally about 2 weeks now, over 500 miles, and we've already started putting it to work. You might have seen my why we ordered a Cybertruck video like 2 years ago, and you might be slightly confused about this. So the Cybertruck, at least the plan, was that was going to be our studio work truck because it was a fast, silent, utility-focused truck, and we were going to get one for that. But then Rivian loaned me this guy for literally like 48 hours. I reviewed it. I put it on the channel. Not even reviewed it. I just got the chance to use it, and I put my experience up on the channel with it. And within a week of that experience, I was like, actually, this is kind of the same exact thing. It's actually better in a lot of ways. So I put in my order for it. Fully did not expect to get it anytime soon. I was like, whatever comes first, Rivian or Cybertruck, it'll happen when it happens. And then it happened. So now that I've had it for a little bit, took delivery, I've had it for much longer than the 48 hours of that first experience. I've picked up on a lot of little things that I wish I'd known, things that I wish the truck had that it doesn't. And this video feels like a good place to put them all in one spot. So this is the things that I like and don't like about the Rivian R1T. So first thing I'm gonna say is that I like the aesthetic. I really like the look of this truck. I am a sucker for a nice headlight bar and taillight bar, which this truck has, but also just the shape of it generally, I've really gotten used to, and I'm starting to really like. It also has a little bit of that like functional aero happening, at least in here. This tiny piece here is PPF'd, which is good to know, but I'll get to that later. But the tires, the look, the shape, the roofline, this going on right here, I like it. I think it's a good looking truck. Something to note is of all the vehicles that I've tested, you know, supercars, sports cars, regular cars, other trucks, this one gets the most looks on the road of any other vehicle. You might be into that, you might not be into that, but it's people and parking lots taking pictures of it on the road. Someone even, I was on the George Washington Bridge the other day, held their phone like outside their truck to take a video of the Rivian. It's very recognizable. I think that's the main gist, is there's no mistaking this for any other truck. And I like that about it. So my one dislike, my one thing that I've noticed about this is this is the most car truck guy thing I'll ever say, but other trucks that I've tried typically have a handle or something right here, some way to open the tailgate like that. There's a button here, you press it, it opens, cool. But if I'm closing it, I automatically have to just like grab this, and that's fine, but now I'm gonna fingerprint this, now I'm gonna get the possibly if I'm wearing a ring, like scratching it, stuff like that. It's just something I've noticed. Okay, I'm inside the car here. I'm gonna sort of just be bouncing around the whole car, but to get the point across, I really like the layout of this interior. You've got the screen behind the dash, and then you've got this separate large diagonal touchscreen here. Nice. One thing I don't like is how long it takes to load navigation. So all I'm gonna do here is just load up Empire State Building and just start. Typically, if you load this up on your phone, what does it take? Like 4 or 5 seconds maybe? And most other cars, this only takes 4 or 5 seconds. This will just sit here calculating route, sometimes for 10 seconds, sometimes for 30 seconds, sometimes for a minute straight. While you're trying to start your drive, it'll just keep calculating route. And I think that's just based on the priorities of what it's trying to do. It's trying to make sure you don't need to charge. It's doing a whole bunch of other stuff. But like, I'd like to go now, but sometimes it does this for a while. So I would hope that they're maybe able to update the software to make that faster. Oh, hey, the boys are testing huge selfie stick camera on the top of this rig. But while we're at this is actually one of the things that I like about this car, is that it's another one of the cars that has gotten meaningful software updates. And so, oh my, what are they doing? This car has gotten software updates, right? So one of the things I've noticed is in the different drive modes, I got a software update where all-purpose mode now has auto ride height. So I hope this car continues to get software updates and make things faster. It's already faster than when I first started using it those months ago when I first tested the truck. And yeah, not a lot of cars are actually getting meaningful feature adding software updates. But actually, so while we're at it, I do have a couple of feature suggestions. Number one, this truck has a bunch of cameras all around it. You can see that there's one right here on the mirror, there's some on the front, there's some up on the dash and on the back, and they're good for security and for gear guard, but it should have a dash cam. That could be added as a software update. Tesla actually did the same thing. My first car, that's the chime to lock it. We'll get to why it's locking while I'm next to it. But yeah, dash cam would be a nice feature. Tesla added it with a software update in the past, and I think this one should have dash cam too, just in case you need it. Should have it. And then one more camera thing. So you'll see that there's a camera back here. This is a reversing camera, helps you while you're parking. Super useful, unless, oh, why is the truck locking again? Unless, come on, unlock, I'm still here. Okay, unless you have this tailgate down, in which case it fully blocks that rear camera. It's back there, it's hidden, it doesn't work. So the truck actually has another camera up here for the bed. It should be smart enough to switch to that to continue to help me park while things are down and blocking the rear camera. It doesn't do that yet, but they totally could. But the one thing that's working super well in this truck, well, obviously the performance is a no-brainer, but when I get in this truck and I switch to sport mode, all it does is go, okay, I'm gonna lower the ride height, stiffen the suspension, make the accelerator a little bit more responsive, and turn brake regen to high. And this, it has a sort of a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde of a personality. It somehow makes this 7,000 pound truck actually feel very nimble. I mean, it's 800 horsepower, quad motors, 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. It's already ridiculously fun. But yes, the difference between all purpose, which is the normal everyday driving mode, and the sport mode is incredible, and that's what's so impressive about the performance of this truck. But anyway, this interior is really nice, and I'm not just saying that, it's actually excellent just because of not just the build quality and like how things are put together, but the material choices are really nice. I really like this dry wood up here in the front. This is the black interior, you can see obviously. There's some lighting back here. Also, these are double paned glass windows, and they are particularly quiet when the car is driving. They seal super well. The speakers in this truck are really nice. They're kind of everywhere, all around the cabin, and they sound excellent. Soundstage is great, really thick, thumpy bass. Love the speakers. And then you'll also notice like these little yellow accents everywhere, and they're all over the car. You'll see them around the wheels, you'll see them around the exterior too. But just to have that sort of come through to the interior is pretty nice. You can see the stitching is good, the dry wood in here. I really like the build, the fit and finish, and the material choice in the R1T's interior. I think the one thing I would change is, and this seems to be an electric car thing, is they really like doing this air conditioner virtual moving of the vent thing. So there's no actual physical moving vents. They just move, well, they physically move, but you move them on the screen. And that's just annoying while you're driving. I kind of just want to grab a vent and point it at my face or point it away from my face. Have to do all this dance every time just to decide where the vents point. It looks cool and it's like a cool feature demo, but I actually don't want that. And then here's a nice bonus you'll only find from people really using this truck. This is the wireless charging spot. It's actually a spot for 2 different wireless chargers. So you put your phone here, wireless charging pad number 1 and number 2 for your passenger. Very cool. The second you start driving, these slide around. They end up moving around. They don't stay here. All they had to do was add some sort of a little ridged, raised barrier or something to just keep the phone in place, because the second you go around a turn, it's over here. It's back over here. It's hitting the keys. It's hitting whatever you put in here. This wireless charger, it would be nice if it was actually holding the phone in place. Does it sound like I'm complaining? I've said a lot of suggestions in a row, but I want to say one more thing. The air conditioner on this truck is very powerful, but it's also I think it's the loudest on the outside of the car that I've ever actually heard. So on the inside, it takes no time to cool it down, but yeah, it's not the quietest thing in the world when the AC is actually pumping. God, look at those running lights. This is such a sick design. All right, so something Tesla also does, which is very cool, is this, what I'm holding right here, is one of the keys to the truck. It's just my phone. There's also an app, and there's upsides and downsides here. The number one downside is it's particularly unsure about how far away it should be when it should lock the truck. Sometimes I'm 15 feet away from the truck and it unlocks, and I think that's too far. I think Teslas have the calibration pretty much perfect, where I've got to walk right all the way up to the door handle before it actually unlocks, and that seems like the most intuitive possible thing. So the Rivian, anytime I'm within 15 feet of it and I stay within 15 feet of it, then it'll lock, it'll unlock again, and it'll lock back up. It's not really sure if I've left or if I've come back. Of course, it's not going to do it now while it's on camera, but it does it all the time, and it's sort of a annoying bit. I think this is fixable, but it's just more of a Bluetooth range and a calibration thing for the key. But something Rivian has done really well, which is their app, is organize it so that it's really simple and clean. I will also say that it is very, very, well, it's low on functionality. All it really does is let you see the temperature, cool down the truck if you want, cool. It also shows me the miles range left. It'll show me where the truck is, how to get to it, and where chargers are, and call roadside support, and that's pretty much it. Now, considering this truck is basically a computer on wheels, I thought it would be easy to let me flash the headlights, beep the horn, open the front trunk or the rear trunk, crack the windows, close them, all kinds of stuff like that. It doesn't do any of that. Also, I've noticed I can't change this from Celsius to Fahrenheit. I don't know why. It's it just showed up as Celsius, and it's been Celsius ever since. So that's just something I've had to deal with. Okay, last but not least, this here is the tonneau cover. Also, the truck just locked. I'm right next to it. It won't open anything. I'm standing right here. That's what I was talking about. Anyway, the tonneau cover, if I can get it to unlock again, is super convenient. Come on, truck, I'm right here. There we go. If I press this button here, it will open the tonneau cover. This is probably gonna be the first thing to break. So here, I'll open it. Oh, sorry, it locked again. Okay, this is how the tonneau cover works. You hit the button and it starts pushing that back, and you can see it apparently is stacking back here right behind the trunk. Not the most confidence-inspiring sound. So this is a really large and useful trunk. You've probably already heard about the power outlets and the air compressor in here. I'm a huge fan of having this covered storage, and this is why we got the truck. We've loaded this up with video gear, super fun, and then gone for our trips and shot with it. But then, yeah, just this is probably gonna be the first thing to break. I'm just calling it now. I've seen other people's trucks. It's usually the first thing to break on theirs. I'm gonna take good care of it, but I'll let you know if that ever has an issue. But that's it. That's the new Rivian R1T MKBHD work truck after a few hundred miles, after 2-3 weeks. I really like this thing. Obviously, I've talked a lot about the looks and the performance, and that's pretty obvious, but there's just all these little things you learn after you use it for a bit. Anyway, some of you might have seen the car rig that we built on a Tesla on the studio channel and are wondering about that. What's going on with that? That is much more high key and difficult to shoot on regular roads with, as you might imagine. This one you can just drive around on regular streets and get shots and nobody even bats an eye. So that's pretty sweet, and that's what we're gonna keep doing with this. I'll probably use the Tesla on the track. Either way, if you have any other questions about it, leave a comment. I'll hang out there for a little bit, and make sure you subscribe to this new channel if you haven't already. There's more car videos coming, more thoughts on this sort of stuff. Okay, that's been it. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Peace.